Just a little wiggle. Bone broth is so expensive to buy, but so easy to make. So I'm gonna show you how to make the most gorgeous, gelatinous, collagen-rich, nourishing bone broth. And it's really easy. So let's make it. It has been a heavy few days and the vibes are low. To combat that, I wanted to make something really nourishing and cozy and that can just hopefully warm us from the inside out. So I'm gonna show you how to take our bones from the roast chicken that we made. Honestly, if you're cooking anything, save the bones. If you buy chicken thighs, try to get bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. They're typically cheaper. You can kind of save everything, pop it in your freezer, save up for a few weeks until you have enough to make a stock. And then you will get this beautiful, gelatinous, collagen-rich, nourishing bone broth. This can go in everything. You can cook rice in it, you can make soup with it. Honestly, I like to just pop it into a mug and heat it up with a little bit of miso. This is another kind of hands-off recipe. We're just gonna pop all of this into the Instant Pot and let it sit overnight. I am gonna use this Instant Pot. I like that this is a pressure cooker and a slow cooker. So if you have a slow cooker, if you have a crock pot, that works great for this. So what I'm gonna do is, these are our bones that have been in the freezer, and I'm just gonna toss them right in there. So these are all thawed out, and one by one, we're just gonna dump them straight into our Instant Pot. This is probably from 3 chickens, because that's how often we make our whole roasted chicken. If you don't have as many bones as this, that's okay. You'll just add less water. So we're just gonna add enough water to completely cover our bones. Okay, so I have 8 cups of filtered water, and I'm gonna try really hard to not make a mess. I'm gonna add more water, but first I'm gonna turn on this saute setting. So it's just gonna help bring the temperature up. And I'm just kind of loosening up all the bones. And you also might have noticed that I didn't add any aromatics in here. You absolutely can if you want to. I like to keep it really simple with the aromatics so that I have a little bit more versatility with how I'm able to use the bone broth. So I like to have that versatility. And now I'm just gonna fill up a little bit more water because we have a little bit more room in here. Okay. That's a little full. We're living on the edge right now. This is just right above like the max for what it says the max is. That was 12 cups of water total. But like I said before, if you have less bones, just use less water. That's okay. We've got the saute setting on. We're gonna let this come up to a little bit of a simmer. If you're using a crock pot that doesn't have like a simmer function, or you can't bring the temperature up to get to a light boil, that's okay. You can just plop all the bones in there, add your water, and then put it on high. And now I'm gonna take it off the saute function and put it on slow cook. I will let this go for as long as I can. Ideally, we're gonna be in like the 12 to 20 hour range. Before I close this up and let it simmer for the next 20 hours, I'm gonna add just a little glug of apple cider vinegar. Vinegar is meant to help the bones break down and pull out more collagen. I don't know, maybe you guys in the comments can let me know if you've noticed a difference when you add ACV or not. But I'm just gonna err on the side of, yeah, if it's gonna draw out more collagen and help break down those bones, then that's what we want. So this is gonna sit for the next 20 hours. We are going to let it go until tomorrow morning, and then we will have our gorgeous bone broth that will be ready to be strained. Okay, so this has been going all night, and there we have our beautiful bone broth. And I'm just gonna take this over to the sink so we can strain all the bones out. So basically, I just plop this in the sink. Where's the ladle? Ladle, ladle, ladle. I just grab kind of like the most bone matter instead of just dumping it all. We leached all of that good stuff, all the collagen out of the bones. I like to use a fine mesh strainer so that we don't get really any like sediment through there. And then once I get most of the bones out, I can just pour the rest over the top. Dump it. This is another reason why I love the Instant Pot. because like a ginormous crock pot, like the big glass ones, are just so hard to maneuver around, and this is so light compared to that. So there's our first little batch. There's still some more down in there that I'll get, but that's as full as I want this Pyrex to be. And then I have these quart containers. This is a accumulation of Thai food, tom kha, and curry that we have saved. But also you can get these on Amazon and they're just really nifty. We want our bone broth to cool down as quickly as possible, so ice is a really good way to do that. This is such a concentrated broth that a few ice cubes are not going to dilute it heavily. So I leave a little bit of room at the top because I do like to put these in the freezer and they will expand. These are so nice to have in the freezer and ready to go, and then we just defrost them kind of as we use them. And already it's like starting to cool down. Gorgeous. Stunning. There's our bone broth, ready to be used for gravy, for soup. You can cook rice in this. Like, this feels like such a, just a nurturing, nourishing, healing, like liquid gold right here. Like, once our freezer starts just getting really full of bones, I know that this is what's to come of it, and it makes me very happy. So this is the bone broth that we just strained. So it is still a little bit warm, but ready to go in the fridge and the freezer. This is the bone broth that I made yesterday. Look at the difference in the texture. So this fat, you can just skim off the top. Very easy to do once it's chilled. I'm just gonna show you really quickly how easy it is to make our yummy little miso soup. We'll call it a miso soup. I'm gonna call it a miso sip. So you can just sip on it. I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this bone broth into our cute little mug. And I'm gonna pop this in the microwave for about 90 seconds. This is nice and hot. This is some white miso. If you've never had miso before, it just has the most beautiful, like sweet, salty, savory, umami flavor to it. You don't need to add anything else. This has everything you need. So I'm just gonna take it and dollop it right in. Give it a stir until it dissolves. It's so good. This feels like fall. This feels like winter to me in a mug. I want to help you nourish yourself. I want to help you take care of yourself. And please leave a comment below telling me one little win that you had today. What was one thing that you're grateful for or that you can look forward to? And for me today, it was a hot cup of bone broth with a little bit of miso in it, and that just felt like it warmed me from the inside out. So I hope that there is something that you can find gratitude in today. I'll see you next week. Bye.